After being dumped by my gold-digging ex-girlfriend, I decidedly became an online scumbag, and I specifically target wealthy heiresses to scam them of their love. I thought my identity as a scumbag would never be exposed. Unexpectedly, the campus belle, one of my online dates, saw right through my identity. When she came looking for me with a knife, I was instantly stunned. The next second, she held the knife to my neck. She gave me two choices: either die or marry her. At this moment, I was bowing my head, typing furiously in class, completely unaware that a massive, humiliating scene aimed at me was about to unfold. The girls around looked at me with strange eyes, whispering among themselves, "Have you heard? That exchange student from Tokyo, Japan, the wealthy heiress, was searching the whole world for a male student yesterday." "Really? Is that true?" Just as the girls were whispering, the philosophy professor on the podium spoke up. "All right, let's start a fun little activity. Guessing personalities based on phone wallpapers. Please switch your phones to the home screen. Don't touch the server anymore. I will randomly connect to one of your phones and project it." The professor smiled, eyes crinkling, using the server to randomly pick a phone in the class. On the big screen, avatars jumped around wildly. A few seconds later, the whole class suddenly went silent. Someone was picked, but what was displayed wasn't a wallpaper, but someone's Feeks in chat history with a lot of women. "Hubby, today is our 1-year anniversary. Transfer, 9,999 yuan. Just a small token." "Hubby, why are you so cold? I'm sending you another 10,000. You have to say you love me." Below are chats with 108 other girls emitted. On the screen, the Feeksin interface switched frantically. Someone was seamlessly connecting, chatting with countless girls, those in confirmed relationships and those in ambiguous ones, totaled at least 8 or 9 people, speaking real estate heiress Su Kaianqing, and others who were all famous wealthy young ladies, each more beautiful than the last in the school. Who exactly is this Lin Jun guy? At this moment, thanks to my noise-canceling headphones, I couldn't hear what anyone was saying at all. Still busy typing away, another transfer of 10,000 yuan came in. I'm still 380,000 short for the bone marrow transplant surgery. I sighed, my face unusually pale, coughing lightly, trembling as I clutched my chest. I hope these rich young ladies don't care about this amount of money. I don't want to die in prison yet, but it doesn't matter. Rich heiresses like you are all just as disgusting as my ex-girlfriend Han Yu. Han Yu's family owns a clothing store. They have a bit of spare cash. I can't forget that I got leukemia, and not wanting to burden Han Yu, I found an excuse to break up, and then Han Yu's true colors were revealed. Look at your pathetic, poor self. You don't actually think I'd really like a lowly ant like you, do you? I just thought you were handsome, so I played around for a change of taste. Actually, I went to a hotel with a tall, rich, and handsome guy last night, so thanks for initiating the breakup. After saying those vicious words, and you even contacted that rich guy right in front of me, using connections to remove my status as an impoverished student. Even worse, and you spread rumors everywhere that I had betrayed her, pretending to be pitiful and wronged. I snapped out of the memory, and coldly prepared to continue typing, but just then, the noise-canceling headphones I'd been wearing ran out of battery. I took off the headphones, but it was still dead silent around me. I looked up and suddenly realized, right now, everyone in the class was staring straight at me. And my phone, in the whole class, I was the only one holding a phone. It's definitely Lin Jun who's casting the screen. Bro! That's impressive. Can you share one with me? I want to experience sweet love too. I looked up at the big screen, my gaze wavering, my heart skipping a beat, just as the professor, looking awkward, was about to disconnect the screen. A girl in the front row spoke up. "The person screen sharing is definitely not Lin Jun, that dirt poor guy. How could he attract so many rich ladies?" The speaker turned out to be my ex-girlfriend, Han Yu. When she looked at me, her eyes were filled with jealous fire. "We probably got the wrong person." I was hoping to ask for some tips. Male and female students discussed. Some disappointed, some disdainful. Han Yu looked at me smugly, raising her head arrogantly. "A loser like you can just look up to me for the rest of your life, and you think you can date sugar mommies? Ridiculous," she thought to herself, deliberately flashing her branded bag in front of me. I coldly glanced at everyone, not even bothering to give Han Yu a look. This way, my identity won't be exposed. I really should thank Han Yu. But right at that moment, the roar of a supercar engine was heard, shaking everyone's eardrums. Since the classroom was on the first floor, everyone looked out the window in astonishment. A red Ferrari slowly came to a halt. A moment later, a black-haired, red-eyed girl, wearing a dark black school-style geek uniform, stepped out of the car. Her crimson eyes stared straight at me inside the classroom, a weird smile curling on her lips, the beauty marked by her eye exuding a cold aura. "I finally found you." Seeing the red-eyed girl step out of the Ferrari, the students in the class immediately got restless, chattering in amazement. "Is this the Tokyo exchange student from Japan? She's so beautiful, but Beijing doesn't accept exchange students." Does it? I heard this young lady donated 10 million yuan to the school's scholarship fund. The school board was overjoyed and admitted her immediately. Any other gossip? This young lady renamed the scholarship fund to someone else's name. I think it's called the Xiao Jun Scholarship Fund. The girls immediately caused a stir, turning to look at me sitting silently in the back, their eyes wide. My expression was a bit bewildered. My hand trembled involuntarily. Why is she here? The girl's name is Liu Ruyan. Back in high school, thanks to my excellent grades, I was sent to Tokyo as an exchange student and had a romance with this Heiresses. Back then, due to some misunderstandings, we broke up and even became enemies. I bowed my head, taking advantage of everyone's distracted attention. I silently turned off my phone, disconnecting the screen projection. As I see it, having my online dating identity exposed is still more dangerous. But just when I thought everyone's attention was focused on Liu Ruyan and no one would notice me, a girl wearing a mask sitting behind me, who had been staring at me, quietly took out her phone and sent a message to someone. Miss Kingmu, it's confirmed. The person dating you online is 90% likely to be Lin Jun. Dare I ask, with this scumbag timing so many girls, do you want me to find him myself? I coincidentally just bought a very sharp knife. Watching Liu Ruyan slowly walk into the classroom, the professor hurriedly stepped forward, asking warmly, Miss Ruyan, you're here. Professor, met Liu Ruyan once yesterday, knowing full well how terrifyingly vast this Japanese exchange student's wealth is. I want to find someone. Liu Ruyan smiled softly, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear, her bright red eyes scanning the room. Then she stared straight at me. I bowed my head, the turmoil in my heart growing more intense. Liu Ruyan walked on her exquisite little leather shoes, slowly heading in a certain direction, drawing everyone's gaze toward her. Han Yu, who always mocked me, was also incredibly curious. Just as she was about to say something to the person next to her, a shocking scene occurred. Liu Ruyan slowly stopped right beside me, bent down, tilted her head slightly, her red lips curling into a faint smile. Xiao Jun, long time no see. She sweetly interlaced her fingers with mine, her voice like heavenly music, instantly plunging the entire class into silence. My face darkened, frowning slightly. At this moment, everyone's astonished eyes were blankly focused on me, and you shuddered. The phone in her hand slipped to the ground, smashing the screen with a loud pop. The sound snapped everyone in the class back to reality, immediately causing the auditorium to erupt. Holy crap. The Tokyo Heiresses came right to his door. Who the hell is this Lin Jun guy? I know it. The one screen sharing earlier was definitely him. Only someone who can easily handle women like that could make a rich Heiresses come looking for him personally like this. Damn it. Is there no justice left? He alone has connections with so many wealthy women. The male students didn't know whether to laugh or cry, everyone wailing and complaining, while the girls looked at me with strangely sparkling eyes. As for Han Yu, her face was blank. A moment later, she screamed frantically, how is this possible? You're dirt poor. How could you actually have a relationship with this kind of Heiresses? I calmly looked at everyone, then looked back at Liu Ruyan, and said indifferently, I don't know you. Hearing this, Liu Ruyan gave a cold laugh, her gaze wavering as soon as these words were spoken. Even the professor couldn't stand it anymore. He sighed, exclaiming to the students who hadn't reacted yet, boys, learn from Lin Jun. The spirit of staying calm amidst the chaos, refusing to admit it even when the girl comes right to him, is something you should all learn from. Don't be simps in the future. Everyone nodded in agreement, then looked at me with indignation, so angry steam was practically coming out of their ears. Damn it. Wealth falls from the sky like this and you don't want it. Are you even human? Some guys were so mad they wanted to rush over and beat me up, but Liu Ruyan's next action caused everyone to lose it once again. She suddenly kissed me on the lips, standing up a moment later, gripping my chin. Do you recognize me now? Liu Ruyan said coldly, looking down at me, her eyes holding 3 parts mockery and 7 parts murderous intent. The gossiping professor spat out his tea, shaking his head vigorously, exclaiming that kids these days play hard, while the surrounding students were going crazy with jealousy over the sudden pada, banging on their desks, lamenting the unfairness of the world. We already broke up. Don't come bother me anymore. My cold voice once again ignited the class gossipy atmosphere. Handsome guys and beautiful girls all stared at me. Did I ever say, we broke up? Liu Ruyan's smile grew darker. She grabbed my hand without a word, forcibly dragging me out of the classroom, leaving the crowd looking dumbfounded. The professor breathed a sigh of relief, a moment later standing back on the podium, just as he was about to dismiss the class. Suddenly, a silver-haired girl walked in through the door. The silver-haired girl wore a mask, her eyes slightly cold, pointing at everyone and asking one question, where is Lin Jun? The professor coughed, pointing out of the classroom, towards the Ferrari that had started its engine. The girl nodded, quickly leaving the classroom. Another prolonged silence. Someone in the crowd suddenly blurted out, silver hair, blue eyes. That's the campus belle Xiao Qingmu. 10 minutes later, Liu Ruyan parked the Ferrari in a secret back garden. I was struggling, because my whole body was tied tight to the passenger seat. Liu Ruyan is very skilled in Japanese kendo. Her strength is terrifying. She subdued me in just a minute earlier, binding me firmly. What exactly do you want? I roared, showing an angry expression for the first time, my eyes cold to the extreme. What do I want? Liu Ruin laughed coldly, suddenly leaning over to embrace my neck, kissing me aggressively. The kiss lasted for 3 minutes, until I fell into despair. On the verge of suffocation, Liu Ruin finally let me go. She caressed my trembling cheek affectionately, but her glowing red eyes were filled with hatred. 3 years ago when we were madly in love, you cheated on me with Jur. Seionji. I swore back then I would definitely get revenge. Now I finally get my wish, she said coldly, the beauty marked by her eye radiating a chill, gently squeezing my throat. I told you, I never had any relationship with that doctor. It was always just your paranoid delusions. I clenched my fists, trying to suppress my anger, raising my chin, trembling as I spoke. From start to finish, I never cheated while in a relationship, whether with Liu Ruin or Han Yu. But these two women, one insists I cheated, the other fabricated that I cheated. This is actually one reason I became an online scumbag. In other words, it's revenge. Revenge against my innocent past self. Still lying to me. It's time to teach you a lesson. Liu Ruin lifted my chin, silently sitting on top of me, first untying me, then coldly stripping off my clothes piece by piece. Stop. What are you doing? My voice was weak, barely able to breathe, trying to escape Liu Ruin's clutches. You'll find out what I'm doing soon enough. Liu Ruin licked her red lips lightly, naturally leaning close to my ear, continuing to kiss me and saying, starting today, you scumbag will become completely mine. Saying that, she reached for my chest, intending to take off my shirt, but as she reached out, she touched my pocket. Let me go. Hey, I said weakly. As soon as I opened my eyes, I saw Liu Ruin's fair hand, trembling as it held an old, tattered piece of paper. The paper was aged and slightly yellowed, having been folded many times. Early stage leukemia. Please treat immediately. Liu Ruin read every word on the medical report from 3 years ago. Tears rolled down from the corners of her eyes. So that time, you were really just going to that female doctor for a checkup, and not cheating. Her tears fell ceaselessly. Whispering tremblingly, I silently nodded. Both romances in my life were affected by leukemia, and because I hid my illness so as not to worry them, it caused misunderstandings, but this also had a benefit. The subsequent breakup due to the illness helped me see and use true face. Turns out it was all my fault. I misunderstood you all on my own. Liu Ruin choked back sobs, wiping her tears, hugging me gently after a long while. Do you know how much I've hated you for the past 3 years? I always thought about meeting you, and how ruthlessly I would kill you. Actually, I have a knife hidden in my pocket. But the moment I saw you, my heart and eyes were filled only with love. She was like a helpless child, sobbing on my shoulder. Xiaojun, shall we get back together? Just like before, sitting under the cherry blossom tree, watching the brilliant fireworks in the sky. I swear, I will spend my whole life making up for my mistakes. I will cure your leukemia. Her tears soaked my shirt, making me feel numb. Impossible. I pushed away, holding back the bleeding in my heart, coldly pushing Liu Ruin away. Why? I still love you deeply. Liu Ruin bowed her head and whispered. Her tears had dried up, but after hearing my words, her heart ached as if being torn apart. Can a broken mirror be mended? I haven't had those feelings for you for a long time. Forget me. As for the leukemia, I'll earn the money for treatment myself. Don't bother yourself with it. I patted Liu Ruin on the shoulder, pursed my lips slightly, put on my shirt and prepared to open the Ferrari door to leave. But as soon as I opened the door, it was quickly slammed shut by a fair arm from behind. Then, before I could even scream, I was pinned down by Liu Ruin. Where do you think you're going? Liu Ruin snapped out of her sorrowful mood, forcibly pinning my hands down, her voice cold and tinged with malice. I have to go to my part-time job. Let go. We have no relationship anymore. Don't bother me again, I said hoarsely. Due to my illness worsening recently, I don't even have the strength to resist now. I could only cower under Liu Ruin. Breathing heavily. It's okay. Don't worry. We'll have a relationship right now. I'm going to get pregnant with your child today. It's my fertile window right now. Liu Ruin laughed softly, crazy glint playing on her lips, her red eyes looking a bit terrifyingly perverted. Remember, whether you like it or not, you're going to take it. I don't care how unwilling you are. I unilaterally declare that we are back together. From now on, you belong to me, and I will cure your illness. She smiled wickedly, just about to strip off the clothes I had just put back on. When the car door opened again, a silver-haired girl with an expressionless face stood by the door. She wore simple, comfortable clothes on her beautiful, frosty face. There was not a single flicker of emotion. The most unusual thing was her extraordinary beauty, and the fruit knife gripped tightly in her hand. The next second, the silver-haired girl pushed Liu Ruin away, yanked me up, and dragged me out of the Ferrari. Xiao Kingmu. I stammered in surprise, deep dread flashing in my eyes. You have to understand, I'm still online dating the eldest miss of the Xiao group, and in that philosophy class just now, I vaguely exposed my identity as an online scumbag. My fear of Xiao Qingmu was far greater than my fear of Liu Ruin. Liu Ruin reacted, gritting her teeth in anger, just about to explode. When she heard Xiao Qingmu say this to me, I know you are the one dating me online. Two choices. Either cut ties with all women other than me and marry me, go die. Xiao Qingmi's eyes were indifferent, signaling with her left hand, holding the knife to my neck with her right. I don't know what you're talking about. After a brief silence, I looked up, calmly looking at Xiao Qingmu. I knew I absolutely couldn't admit it right now. Liu Ruyan recovered, stepping out of the car with her long legs, standing provocatively in front of Xiao Qingmu, and shielding me behind her. Did you hear that? Xiao Jun said he doesn't know you. She let out a scornful laugh. Her crimson pupils contracted. Her voice sounded a bit aggressive. Xiao Qingmu acted as if she didn't see Liu Ruyan. Her indifferent gaze swept past the red-eyed girl in front of her, looking towards me at the back. Have you thought it through? If there's nothing important, then go register our marriage with me right now, Xiao Qingmu said coldly. Her exquisite face didn't show a single hint of emotional fluctuation. I already told you, I don't know you, and am not your online lover either. I stepped in front of Liu Ruyan, stared into Xiao Qingmu's icy blue eyes and spoke softly. At the same time, my heart skipped a beat. This Xiao Qingmu is actually so blunt, even wanting to marry me. Xiao Qingmu didn't say anything else. She just silently raised the knife in her hand. Everything has an order of arrival. Xiao Jun is mine. You can't take him away yet. Liu Ruyan took a step forward. Her eyes were cruel, less than 10 centimeters away from Xiao Qingmu. The aura of an arrogant young miss exploded in an instant. Yours? Xiao Qingmu's eyes held a hint of mockery, but she still showed no expression. Immediately after, she looked towards me. I know you are very short on money. Saying that, she took out a check and a prepared contract to hand to me. Sign this contract. These 10 million yuan will be yours. Xiao Qingmu hadn't even finished speaking. I shook my head, putting the check and contract back into her hands. Take it back. You've got the wrong person. Don't come to bother me anymore. I coughed lightly, trying to force a gentle smile. Seeing this, Liu Ruyan slightly raised her eyebrows, looking towards Xiao Qingmu with a bit of smugness. 10 million? This classmate, if you don't have money, don't try to show off. She laughed arrogantly, shoving a car key into my hand. Xiao Jun, I just bought this LaFerrari yesterday. It's for you. Consider it a small gift for us getting back together. Liu Ruyan ignored Xiao Qingmu's murderous glare. Smiling brightly, she tried to grab my hand, but just as she touched my fingertips, I coldly pushed her away and returned that Ferrari key. Miss Ruyan, please stop clinging to me. I told you, broken mirror cannot be healed. Our past love already died beneath that cherry blossom tree. It was you who pushed me away that year. Now you want to find me. Don't you find it ridiculous? I tilted my head to look at Liu Ruyan, quietly adding, don't come to bother me in the future. Thanks, and goodbye forever. We are just strangers. Hearing that, Liu Ruyan, her eyes instantly turned red. Her gaze became gloomy. Clearly, right now she is harboring dark thoughts. I brushed off Liu Ruyan's hand. Just as I was about to leave alone, I heard Xiao Qingmu snort coldly. I don't care what happened between you and this woman before. You are mine now. Xiao Qingmu stepped in front of me. Her eyes were very cold, gently playing with the sharp knife in her hand. I turned my head back, looking at Xiao Qingmu with a hint of mockery, slowly opening my mouth. Miss Xiao, I said I don't know what you're talking about, and am not the person you're looking for. Let's take a step back. Even if I really were that person, don't you think saying these words to me now is ridiculous? Do you remember last year, when I interned at your family's company over the summer, how you made things difficult for me, just because I accidentally touched your cup? You deducted all my internship wages. Do you know how I survived that month? Couldn't call the police, couldn't file a labor lawsuit. I could only pick up scraps on the street to exchange for some food money. Saying that, took a step closer to Xiao Qingmu, staring at her beautiful face, a smile full of sarcasm, but my eyes were filled with gloom. I chose to date wealthy Heiresses online, mostly those who had grudges against me or had made things difficult for me, from a pure love warrior of the past, turning into the degenerate cyber gigolo I am today. This is not only revenge for my naive past self, but also a targeted revenge. Hearing this, Xiao Qingmu lightly stroked her silver hair, lowered her head and frowned, her eyes filled with confusion, clearly unable to recall such an event. Right? A high and mighty young miss like you, how could you understand the feelings of an ant like me? I'm afraid you've long forgotten. I laughed loudly and intended to leave, but there was no longer hatred in my eyes. These 2 years of online dating, I've troubled and disgusted Xiao Qingmu plenty of times, achieving a sixth sense of revenge. The current me has long been freed from past hatred. Xiao Qingmu is just a stranger to me now. No hate, no resentment, but no affection either. At this moment, Liu Ruyan's eyes were slightly misty. She couldn't imagine how I lived these past few years, alone with a body tormented by illness. I will use the rest of my life to protect you. I swear, she whispered in her heart. Regaining her senses, she grabbed my left hand. Xiao Qingmu, with a complex gaze, glanced at Liu Ruyan and grabbed my right hand too. What are you two doing? Let me go. My eyes turned dangerous, wanting to shake the two girls off. My body was too weak due to illness, temporarily unable to break free. Xiao Jun, I'm truly sorry about the past. I was wrong. Can you forgive me, even if we never interact again? I traveled all the way to see a country to find you. You should at least have a meal with me. Liu Ruyan's voice held a plea and grievance, but a dangerous light shone in her eyes. She wanted to use the meal as an excuse to capture my heart once again. Of course, she'll use some small tricks. Liu Ruyan instinctively touched the medicine bottle in her pocket. Thinking about tonight's plan, the corners of her mouth slightly lifted. I lowered my head, feeling that what Liu Ruyan said made some sense. Having a farewell meal, then drawing a clear line forever, never seeing each other again would be good, but at this moment, Xiao Qingmu narrowed her eyes, looking at Liu Ruyan with an unfriendly gaze. Eat with me tonight. I will apologize for what happened last year and compensate you. Xiao Qingmu looked at me. Her voice was cold, but it hid an imperceptible warmth. I just scoffed, but was a bit surprised inside. The usually cold and majestic Heiress of the Xiao group, who sits high above everyone else, actually knows how to apologize. I thought for a moment, feeling it necessary to accept Xiao Qingmu's meal and clear her suspicions during the meal, proving that I am not her online dating partner. Fine. Then you. I sighed. Just as I was about to agree, I discovered a serious problem. Both of these girls want to invite me to eat, but who should I agree to? Liu Ruyan and Xiao Qingmu also discovered this problem at the same time, instantly staring at me with cold eyes. Xiao Jun, if you accept this silver-haired woman's invitation. Liu Ruyan smiled brightly. Her voice was very warm. She leaned her small head on my shoulder. A moment later, her tone turned icy. I will give you a very cruel punishment. My heart jumped, clearly recalling those years ago, when dating Liu Ruyan. Those days of living in fear. Xiao Qingmu's blue eyes were like icebergs, suddenly gripping my hand tightly. She snorted coldly. I advise you to come with me tonight. Otherwise, she leaned close to my ear, adding with a bit of mockery, you wouldn't want to wake up in the morning and inexplicably find yourself naked and tied to my bed. Would you? Xiao Jun, my whole body tensed up, feeling nervous for the first time. Now that Xiao Qingmu has determined that I am her online boyfriend, I understand that no matter who I choose, I will face a bloodbath. Sorry, I choose neither. Am leaving. After a brief silence, I coldly shook off the two girls' hands. Walking towards the dormitory, Xiao Qingmu stared at my back. A cunning look surged in her deep blue eyes. Seems like I found the wrong person. Her voice was lazy and casual, seeming to have given up on identifying my online identity, but the corners of her mouth curled into a cold smile. My steps paused slightly, secretly breathing a sigh of relief. It's good that my identity wasn't exposed. Liu Ruyan glanced at Xiao Qingmu, coldly shouting at me, "I'll give you 1 week. If you don't come back to me, I'll let your messy boyfriend know what it means to wish for death." I didn't say anything. Striding forward, without looking back, as soon as my figure disappeared down the road, Xiao Qingmu gently tucked her silver hair behind her ear, tilting her head to look at Liu Ruyan. Miss Ruyan seems very confident in herself. Don't forget you are just a shadow living in his past years. Xiao Qingmu's gaze was deep, staring intently at Liu Ruyan. Now I am the mistress of his world. Her voice wasn't loud, but it was very firm. The days Xiao Jun and I spent in Tokyo are not something you can understand. Miss Xiao, are all women in Xia country as unreasonably arrogant as you? Also, what you did to Xiao Jun last year, and you dare say these things to me now? If this were in my country, I would have killed you by now. Liu Ruyan smiled contemptuously, arrogantly raising her chin. The tear mole under her crimson eyes was exquisite and alluring. Hearing these words, Xiao Qingmu showed a hint of mockery between her brows. Today is White Valentine's Day. Should give someone a little gift? Wanna bet? Bet on who gives Xiao Jun a better gift today. One-time gift bet. Doesn't count afterwards. Xiao Qingmu looked indifferently at Liu Ruyan, slowly leaning against the Ferrari door. Hearing that, Liu Ruyan touched her snow-white chin. Her eyes flashed. Deal, but I want to bet on something else too. Bet on who can take Xiao Jun's first time first. Liu Ruyan smiled like a flower, but narrowed her eyes coldly. She intends to forcibly help cure my illness these days, then discuss this Xiao Qingmu once and for all. As for Xiao Qingmu looking at her, her loose silver hair flowing, the corners of her mouth lifted into an imperceptible smile for the first time. I sat downstairs at the dormitory, calmly scrolling through the latest news on my phone. The school intranet has gone crazy. The chat history of a scumbag with many girls was publicly projected on the screen, although many suspected at the time that I was that scumbag. Luckily, my face wasn't captured, so the scumbag's identity remains a mystery, but there are still some consequences. For example, several wealthy Heiresses currently dating me online received the news and are currently cursing me on Fixin. Can't help it. The real person wasn't exposed, but the username and avatar of the alt account used for dating were leaked. You scamming scumbag. Disgusting. How could I date someone like you online, omitting end messages from my online dating partners? I looked at the insults and wasn't angry. Just smiling. This is actually good. Saves me the trouble of blocking them one by one, because I periodically have to purge a batch of old ones to find new ones. Still need 380,000 for surgery. Hope I can earn enough this year. If I don't, this time next year, I'm afraid ill. I silently lowered my head, feeling a slight stir in my heart. I really want to seriously meet a rich woman and be kept by her, gathering enough surgery money in one go. But remembering the 2 previous relationships, those days of being toyed with by women, I really don't want to experience that again. Dating was already like that. let alone being a kept man. I'd rather be a heartless scammer and live the rest of my life in prison than be kept in a villa like a pet by a woman. Right at this moment, my phone received another message. It was actually from Su Kaincheng. I was a bit suspicious. Xiao Jun, I know everything. Do you want to hear my honest words? I looked at the message, slightly frowning. I can let go of the past, but I don't want to maintain the current relationship. You have to let me take a step further. In other words, let's meet. You have occupied a part of my soul. Without you, I really don't know how to face life later. I angrily turned off the phone, hand trembling slightly, reaching for a cheap cigarette in my pocket. I took a drag, then shook my head in disgust, stubbing out the cigarette, throwing the lighter into the trash. I hate Su Kaincheng, just like Xiao Qingmu. Online dating Su Kaincheng is also revenge from start to finish. Su Kaincheng, a senior student, about to graduate, not only a Beijing real estate heiress, but also the female CEO of a new energy technology company in Beijing, can be considered young and talented, very successful startup. I moved from Xiao Qingmu's company to Su Kaincheng's company. Su Kaincheng gave me an experience, unforgettable once in a lifetime, and an unspeakable grudge because of Su Kaincheng. I couldn't even see the face for the last time of a girl I knew for years suffering from the same illness. Failed to meet, yet now Su Kaincheng comes saying she loves me and wants to be with me forever. How ironic. If Su Kaincheng knew that the online dating partner she is currently madly in love with is the intern she hates most in the company, her expression would surely be spectacular. I opened the chat interface with Su Kaincheng again, selected to receive messages, but no notifications. I turned off the screen, took a deep breath, went upstairs to the dormitory. In the dormitory, the boys' rooms were filled with a cheerful atmosphere because today is White Valentine's Day. So guys with girlfriends are calling, discussing how to celebrate tonight. I pushed open my room door, covering my nose and frowning as soon as I entered, seeing my roommate Wu Kang lying on the bed, working hard jerking off. Bro! I'm coming, he shouted loudly, with heroic spirit, like a demon king destroying the world, a Taoist ancestor slaying immortals, then lay down exhausted, closing his eyes like a corpse. Brother Lin, where are you going? Another roommate, Chuan, smiled and said, the student council is organizing a gift king activity to see who receives the most gifts on White Valentine's Day. Are you going? Chuan said mysteriously to me. It'll be boring if you don't go. I coughed, clearly feeling chest tightness and shortness of breath. Hey, I heard the first 50 participants will each get a box of Master Shui pickled vegetable noodles. Chuan rubbed his hands eagerly, just as he was about to continue persuading, but I suddenly froze because I had already put on my shoes, patiently staring at Chuan. Hurry up, or the noodles will run out. I looked at Chuan with a look of expecting better. Shoelace is not even tied yet. Very quickly, Chuan and I ran to the event hall. The hall is on the top floor of building. There were already dozens of people there. At this moment, a well-dressed student walked towards me. Yo! Old Lin, you guys came too. Let me tell you, this activity is very special. The rules are simple. Guys just take turns going on stage to receive Valentine gifts hand-delivered by girls, finally ranking based on the value of the gift. The person speaking is Student Council Vice President Wang Zhigang. He has a pretty good relationship with me. What a silly activity. I felt a bit baffled. Wang Zhigang nodded, chatted for a while longer, then went to do his work. I boredly turned off the screen, then turned it back on. Brother Lin, look, it's the beauty queen Xiao Qingmu. So beautiful. I followed his gaze, narrowing my eyes, my gaze turning cold, seeing Xiao Qingmu sitting alone in the front row, as if there was an air wall around her. No one dared to sit near. Just as I was thinking, I felt a sharp gaze on me. I turned back to look. It was actually Liu Ruyan. Her red eyes now shone strangely, her small hand gently resting on her cheek, tilting her head to meet my gaze. Her cherry lips curled into a bewitching curve. I immediately withdrew my gaze, feeling an ominous premonition inside. Let's go. The free noodles. I don't need them anymore. Saying that I tried to stand up. Don't. Look. It started. Chuan hurriedly stopped me from leaving. I see there's not just noodles this time, but also free Coke. I nodded and sat back down. Soon a girl in a black dress, wearing Valentino high heels, gently walked onto the stage. Her hair was elegantly bunned up, a few wisps lightly fluttering by her cheeks. Her already magnificent appearance was adorned with light, fresh makeup. This is Student Council President Zhou Lingxi, a freshman in the literature department. Zhou Lingxi's speech ended very quickly. The activity has begun. 5 smiling male students stepped onto the stage, waiting expectantly for girls to give gifts. But something embarrassing happened. 4 out of these 5 guys received no gifts from girls. The remaining guy, his girlfriend only gave him a bottle of perfume. Cheap 9.9 yuan free shipping stuff from Pinduoduo. Students below the stage held back laughter. He clearly lost his cool a bit. The student turned red with embarrassment, started scolding his girlfriend. The girls below the stage laughed, trembling, giving a thumbs up to the girl who gave the perfume on stage, while the guys below looked gloomy, clenching their fists. I coldly watched the drama on stage. Just as I was about to say something to Chuan, a fragrance wafted from beside me. Senior, can I sit here? Zhou Lingxi blinked, her peach blossom eyes clear yet charming, smiling brightly at me, revealing a cute, sharp little canine tooth, because when Zhou Lingxi first enrolled, I tutored her in English, helping her pass her Set 4 English exam. Of course, for a fee. Senior, are you here to join this activity? Because you have a girlfriend now? Xiaolingxi teased, her voice crisp yet sophisticated, her willow leaf brows furrowed with a hint of indescribable disappointment. Nope, I'm just here to get the free instant noodles. Is that so? Xiaolingxi lowered her head, fiddling with her fingers, gently tracing circles on her snow-white knee. So popular, her eyes glinting with unpredictable amusement. Senior, didn't you know that you only get the noodles if you go on stage to participate? Xiaolingxi tilted her head and smiled, her eyes mischievous. My expression turned unsightly for a moment. Putting it that way, did I make this trip for nothing? I hummed in thought, intending to grab my phone and leave with the crowd. Don't be in such a rush. Senior, don't you want the instant noodles? I can go on stage and give you a gift. Xiaolingxi smiled softly, her long eyelashes fluttering shyly. No need. I'm leaving first. I waved my hand to refuse. Before I could even stand up, Xiaolingxi hurriedly tugged at my sleeve. She pouted, begging, I organized this event. It'll look bad if I go on stage without giving a gift. Giving it to anyone is still giving it. Just consider it doing me a favor. It's fine. No way. I can take your stuff for free. I still refused firmly, because I'm someone who doesn't like troubling others. It's okay. You can just give me something random in return later. Senior, just as a return gift. If that doesn't work, then give me a free English tutoring session this weekend. Senior, that works too. In preparing for the Set 6 English exam, Xiaolingxi shook the hem of my shirt pleadingly, murmuring softly, help me out. Please. I lowered my head to think for a moment, then nodded and sat back down. It's not that I didn't see the strange affection in Xiaolingxi's eyes. I just couldn't be bothered to care, or to expose it. I walked onto the stage under Xiaolingxi's expectant gaze. Xiaolingxi opened the bag she carried with her, taking out an exquisite gift box from inside, gently biting her thumb, smiling dazedly. As soon as I stood on the stage, Xiao Qingmu, who was resting her eyes in the front row, opened her deep dark blue eyes. She lazily propped up her chin, sending a message on her phone. Very quickly, in a corner of the campus, pitch-black Lamborghini Huracan, enclosed in a large glass case hung with white roses, was towed by a truck towards the auditorium, and inside the large truck, besides the sports car, were piles of various other gifts. Liu Ruyan, who had been sitting in the back row all along, coldly watched Xiao Qingmu's every move. She picked up her phone and smiled contemptuously. At this moment, I was standing calmly on stage, causing whispers and discussions below. Isn't that Lin Jun? Someone like him actually gets gifts. This guy is suspected to be the scumbag who dates online with several rich young ladies. In an instant, all sorts of rumors flew across the sky. Occasionally, gloating looks were cast my way. I indifferently swept my eyes over the complex gazes below, not caring in the slightest, but at this moment, 3 girls down below left their seats almost simultaneously. Xiao Qingmu, Liu Ruyan, Xiaolingxi. The students below instantly fell silent, looking at them in disbelief. Could it be? How is that possible? The crowd below clearly found it hard to believe. I just narrowed my eyes, watching Liu Ruyan and Xiao Qingmu walking towards the stage. But then, Liu Ruyan and Xiao Qingmu walked past the stage, heading towards the backstage. The whole auditorium erupted in laughter. Not surprised at all. Top-tier goddesses like Liu Ruyan and Xiao Qingmu. How could they possibly like him? Huangzi and Han Yu laughed so hard their faces bunched up in wrinkles, pointing fingers at me. But in the next moment, Huangzi couldn't laugh anymore, because Xiaolingxi walked right up to me. The entire hall went instantly silent. All sorts of shocked gazes converged on me. An ominous premonition welled up in their hearts. Xiaolingxi took a deep breath, trying to muster all her courage to look up, holding the exquisite gift box with both hands, her lips brimming with a shy and expectant smile. Senior, this is my Valentine's gift for you. I hope you like it. She held the gift box out in front of me. Immediately after, she nervously crumpled the hem of her skirt, daring not look at me anymore. I nodded and reached out to accept the gift. How can this be? Someone actually gave a gift to that gloomy poker face. Damn it. That's Xiaolingxi, a rich young lady with a fortune of tens of millions. Why would? Huangzi's originally expectant eyes instantly turned gray. A look of anger from embarrassment and madness. His whole body trembled. The gift Han Yu gave him slipped from his hands. How is this possible? Suddenly, Huangzi shouted loudly, his eyes spitting fire, his teeth chattering. Han Yu also gritted her teeth, clenching her fists, looking at me with hateful fists. The thing she wanted to see least was me living better than her, but I just glanced at them indifferently. I looked up, nodded slightly to Xiaolingxi, and said, "Thank you." Xiaolingxi's small face flushed slightly red, then she pursed her cherry lips tightly, bowing her head. A gentle, happy smile lingering on her lips, an unspeakable joy revealed between her delicate brows and eyes. Wu Kang looked at Xiaolingxi, smiling mysteriously. Junior Lingxi, that Huangzi guy seems to have always liked you, right? Tell me, how does he compare to Lin Jun? Xiaolingxi was slightly stunned. Immediately understanding Wu Kang's meaning, she lifted her snow-white chin, glanced at Huangzi, smiling softly. Someone like him compared to senior doesn't even have the right to be compared. Hearing that, Wang Zi, his face turned pale. That deep sense of inferiority and powerlessness made him want to find a crack in the ground to crawl into. Turns out he was the clown all along. The next moment, he fainted on the spot, and Yu was panicked and flustered, bending down to pinch his philtrum. But right now, everyone had overlooked one issue. Where did Liu Ruyan and Xiao Qingmu go? What are they planning? Senior Lin Jun, can I have a hug? Xiao Lingxi mustered all her courage to look straight at me, adding carefully, it's just acting, you know. Thanks. But no. I was cold to the point of being expressionless. Xiao Lingxi's pupils darkened. She quietly lowered her head, drawing circles on the ground with the tip of her toe. Just then, suddenly, a security guard walked into the hall. The guard boomed through a megaphone, speaking to everyone, who here is named Lin Jun. The luxury car you rented is blocking the way. Move it immediately. The knave security guard assumed that a supercar on a truck must be a rental. Plus the transparent acrylic case covering the supercar had my name written on it. He naturally assumed that a student named Lin Jun rented the car to show off. Of course, what the guard didn't know was, this car was actually a gift from Xiao Qingmu to me, but the crowd erupted with ridicule. All sorts of malicious gazes immediately focused on me. However, I remained indifferent. I never cared what others thought of me anyway, and couldn't be bothered to explain to these people. The guard shouted somewhat irritably through the megaphone. No one's claiming it. Huh! And projecting the image onto the big stage screen. Claim it yourself. Saying that, he projected the supercar's photo onto the big screen. Everyone stared at the Lamborghini on the big screen. In less than 2.5 seconds, a mix of complex shock and astonishment exploded within the crowd. Valentine's gift for Lin Jun, wishing Lin Jun a happy Valentine's. He didn't rent this. Some girl gave it to him. In an instant, cries of jealousy and astonished whispers filled the entire hall. I narrowed my eyes, lowering my head in thought. Two names kept hovering in my mind. Just then, Liu Ruyan slowly stepped out from the shadows, walking towards me. Could it be? Everyone looked at this eldest young miss from Tokyo, then looked at the screen. Instantly, a terrifying thought haunted their minds. Did Liu Ruyan give this supercar? But what they didn't know was, this black Lamborghini actually came from Xiao Qingmu. Just now backstage, when Liu Ruyan showed the gift she wanted to give me, Xiao Qingmu had walked away coldly, as if in her bet with Liu Ruyan. She tacitly admitted defeat, because in her view, the gift Liu Ruyan was giving was truly 100 times more precious than the supercar she gave. Liu Ruyan wore delicate academy-style leather shoes, her white calves glimpsing through black socks, slowly walking up to me. Do you like my gift? Her cherry lips curled up in a wicked curve, grabbing my hand, placing it on her chest, right on the gift-wrapping bow she had just tied. Her intention was very clear. She was offering herself as the gift to me. This was exactly why Xiao Qingmu admitted defeat. Supercars and such were too ordinary. Being able to completely possess Liu Ruyan, as long as I wanted, new supercars would be delivered to my door every day. A straightforward, arrogant girl like Xiao Qingmu naturally lacked the flowery thoughts of Liu Ruyan. I looked at her coldly, shaking her hand off with a hint of disgust. Beside us, Xiao Lingxi clenched her small fists tight, staring dangerously at Liu Ruyan. She could sense this was a powerful rival, but at this moment, I looked up, sneered. Thank you. But sorry, I reject your gift. Saying that, I ignored Liu Ruyan's cold, gloomy gaze, and everyone's astonished looks. Immediately walking off the stage, I walked over to the security guard, took the megaphone from his hand. I voluntarily withdraw from this nonsense activity. Have fun. Everyone. The surprising thing was, Liu Ruyan was unusually silent this time. She didn't continue to force me like before. She walked off the stage stiffly like a zombie, leaving the auditorium, her beautiful crimson eyes misty with tears. Just now, from my words, she could feel that extreme disgust and hatred, that I really didn't love her anymore. Nope. No matter what, I must make him come back to me, no matter the cost. A long while later, Liu Ruyan looked up, her gaze deep and dark, biting her cherry lips slightly. Two clear streams of tears silently rolled down her cheeks. That was a wordless and distant love through the years. On stage, I softly finished my last sentence. I just came here to get the free instant noodles, then handed the megaphone back to the guard. Then I walked to the corner below the stage, hugging a box of instant noodles and a case of Coca-Cola. Xiao Lingxi pursed her red lips slightly, crumpling the edge of her dress in worry, but still followed me out. I carried the noodles and Coca-Cola, walking out of the building's main gate. Glancing at the truck still parked to the side, carrying the Lamborghini, I withdrew my gaze and continued heading towards the dormitory. Stop. Behind me, a voice clear and cold and indifferent made me frown. Stopping my steps, I saw Xiao Qingmu step out from the shadows behind the truck, slowly walking up to me, her silver hair blown by the gentle breeze, rippling in delicate waves. Her deep blue eyes stared calmly at me. Student Xiao, may I ask what you want? I spoke softly, not relaxing my guard at all. Remember to take your gift. Xiao Qingmu finished speaking and crooked her finger. The Lamborghini on the truck was unloaded within a minute. I looked at the pitch-black supercar parked in front of me. A mocking smile curled on my lips. I have no interest in this thing. Student Xiao, keep it for yourself. Saying that, I didn't bother turning back and continued walking forward. Are you rejecting my gift? Xiao Qingmu said expressionlessly, while looking somewhat bored under the sunlight. Admiring her fair wrist, she frowned slightly. If your two roommates got expelled, how would they react? Xiao Qingmu's soft cherry lips curled into an arrogant arc. She walked up beside me, clasping her hands behind her back. A long time later, I looked up, still looking ahead. Are you threatening me? My voice contained an unspeakable anger, my pale face also, due to rage, flushed pink. It is a threat. So what? Xiao Qingmu sneered, narrowing her eyes slightly. I leaned in to look at Xiao Qingmu. Sneered, if you have an issue, aim it at me, dragging the people around me into this to threaten me. Is that fun? After you accept the gift, the threat will naturally disappear. Xiao Qingmu said indifferently. She had basically grasped my personality. After a moment of silence, I calmly said, fine, then I will accept your gift. Hearing that, Xiao Qingmu curled her lips into a stiff smile. Student Xiao, tonight I will take the car you gave me and donate it to the Jinhai City Children's Welfare Institute. I thank you in advance on behalf of the children. I smiled softly, though the smile was a bit cold, still not bothering to give Xiao Qingmu a single glance. But the moment Xiao Qingmu heard this, her eyes instantly turned 3 degrees colder with killing intent. You are not allowed to donate it to the Welfare Institute. Keep it for your own use. Her tone was frigid, carrying an unquestionable authority. Immediately after, she reached out, slamming me hard against the side of the truck. I swatted her hand away, my expression stern. Since you gave it to me, who I give it to has nothing to do with you. Of course, if you want to take the gift back now, there's still time. Xiao Qingmu suddenly laughed then. A laugh that was not warm at all due to her perennial icy aura. Instead, it held a certain chill. She leaned close to my ear, her cherry lips parting slightly. You're cute too. I like it a lot. Donate it if you want, but I have a condition attached. I took a deep breath, knowing Xiao Qingmu wouldn't let me off either way. What condition? Very simple. Have dinner with me tonight. If you don't agree, your two roommates will be expelled tonight. Xiao Qingmu gently tucked the silver hair on her forehead, her eyes sparkling. After I stayed silent for a moment, I finally nodded. Fine. I agree. Driver, please help me transport this box of noodles and Coca-Cola to the dorm. Thank you. Saying that, I reached into my pocket, pulling out 3 crumpled bills, handing them to the driver. Oh my! Master, you are too polite. We are all family. No need to be so polite with me. The driver waved his hands in fear, then carefully checked Xiao Qingmu's expression. Since it's a tip from the master, just take it, Qingmu said softly and calmly. Immediately after, she domineeringly grabbed my hand inside my pocket. Who is your master? Student Xiao, we are enclosed. Please don't be delusional. My heart skipped a beat, feeling a bit annoyed, wanting to shake off Xiao Qingmu's soft, jade-like hand, but I couldn't escape. It'll happen sooner or later. After all, my 27th confession, you already accepted. Xiao Qingmu's tone was calm, then her lips curled into a stiff smile. She leaned over, somewhat forcefully gripping my chin. Am I right? Little Jun, I calmly removed her hand. I told you I am not the person you're looking for. Xiao Qingmu sneered, turning around to get into the car. I also followed her inside, waiting until the supercar sped away. Zio Lingxi stepped out from behind a large tree. Her eyes were complicated at this moment. Why is there another love rival? She squatted down with a headache, scowling and scrunching up her little nose, clearly very unhappy. Just then, someone wearing high heels, wearing a dark black suit, slowly walked up to her. She rubbed Zhou Lingxi's little head. Zio Lingxi looked up blankly, looking at the woman in front of her, surprised and happy. She said, Sister Koincheng, why did you come to school? Su Kaincheng flicked a few loose strands of long hair over her shoulder, pinched Zio Lingxi's cheek, smiled softly. I graduate in another month. Came to handle some matters and visit you while I'm at it. Her smile was composed without losing its charm. It's just that, for some reason, her dark circles were a bit heavy. Her eye sockets were also slightly red, as if she had just finished crying. Zio Lingxi nodded. The initial excitement was dispelled by disappointment, bowing her head slightly. What's wrong? Did something unhappy happen? Su Kaincheng's eyes were gentle, trying to hide the negative emotions in her phoenix eyes. Sister Koincheng, I like a boy. A very good boy, but he doesn't seem to like me. Zio Lingxi rested her chin on her hands gloomily. Her originally slim face was pushed up to look round, like a little steamed bun. Our Lingxi is so beautiful. How could that boy not like you? Su Kaincheng said this, clearly remembering someone, her eyes showing a hint of gloom. She was just as beautiful and very rich, but the person she loved didn't seem to like her either. The funniest part was, she didn't even know the identity of the person she loved, or what he looked like. Investigating blindly for days yielded nothing. At this moment, Zio Lingxi was crying and venting to Su Kaincheng about her unrequited love. When mentioning Xiao Qingmu, and that Liu Rian also liked me, she couldn't hold back her tears anymore, and burst out crying. Don't cry. Don't cry. Su Kaincheng felt a bit of heartache, letting Zio Lingxi lean on her shoulder, softly comforting her by her ear. Just then, a cold, Doubtful voice reached the two girls' ears. Where's my wallet? Hearing the voice, both girls looked up towards the source of the sounds simultaneously, only to see me standing not far from them. Looking annoyed, bowing my head, searching everywhere for my lost wallet. I had to hurry. Who knows what might happen if Xiao Qingmu gets impatient waiting in the car. What might happen? At this moment, I saw the panicked face of Xiao Lingxi is sitting on the grass under the shade of a tree. Xiao Lingxi hurriedly lowers her eyes, trying to wipe away the tear streaks on her face, her gaze darting around to avoid mine. Clearly, she didn't expect I would come back, because she's too embarrassed, her fair face flushed with a patch of red. Right now, she wishes she could find a hole to crawl into. Originally, I intended to walk over and say hello, but seeing her crying a river like that, she doesn't even dare to look straight at me. I had to pretend I didn't see anything and shifted my gaze elsewhere, but just as I turned around to go look for my wallet somewhere else, a stern and furious female voice rang out. Lin Jun! Stand right there. Su Kanqing's eyes were ice cold. She didn't expect to run into Lin Jun here. I am the employee she hates the most in the company. Su Kanqing is the general director, and also the Heiresses of Su Real Estate. She's used to enjoying the reverence and flattery of everyone around her, and being praised. But I am different. When she gives speeches, others clap, but I don't. When the company achieves great results, others congratulate, but I don't. Even when we share an elevator, let alone bowing submissively, I don't even bother to glance at her. The most ridiculous thing is, during the company's most solemn ceremony, I suddenly asked for leave to visit my critically ill younger sister. Looking back, she finds it laughable, wanting to take leave to skip the ceremony. Of all the excuses to make up, I had to make up such a lame one, so she firmly rejected my request. After my begging didn't work, I dared to ignore company regulations and ran straight out of the company. Because of that, she even deducted my entire month's internship salary. So in her eyes, I am just an eccentric intern who disrespects superiors, doesn't know the rules, and even disregards company policies. The internship salary she pays me is also the lowest. Every Saturday and Sunday, she assigns the most grueling tasks to me. If I wasn't introduced by a teacher she highly respects, she would have fired me long ago. After a moment of thought, Su Kanqing was about to continue questioning me, when she saw me sneer and turn away. Insolent. You won't even listen to my orders? Su Kanqing said coldly, completely ignoring Xiao Lingxi, who was beside her, frantically hinting and pleading. President Su, I am an intern. If it's not Saturday or Sunday, there is no need for me to listen to you. After saying that, I walked straight ahead without looking back. Su Kanqing was completely consumed by anger. She was about to call me back when she heard Xiao Lingxi's weak and anxious voice beside her. Sister Koyansheng, Jun is the guy I like. Please don't scold him anymore. Xiao Lingxi was both shocked and scared at this moment. A deep sense of helplessness rose in her eyes. She was afraid I would take my anger out on her because of this, and start hating her too. What? You like him? Su Kanqing was clearly shocked. She looked at Xiao Lingxi, then looked back at me. How can there be someone in this world who likes a guy with a paralyzed face who refuses to even speak like him? But she suppressed her shock and looked up, speaking coldly to me. Lin Jun, come here. I have something to say to you. As soon as the words left her mouth, Xiao Lingxi beside her immediately waved her hands in panic. The blush of embarrassment on her cheeks grew darker. Su Kanqing naturally understood Xiao Lingxi's intention, but as a mature woman, and learning from her recent time of being troubled by love, she knew well that some matters need to be cut swiftly and decisively. I saw the panic in Xiao Lingxi's eyes. Knowing she was afraid I would see her flustered state, I emotionlessly turned and walked away. Not because I care about Xiao Lingxi's feelings, but simply because tutoring Xiao Lingxi earns me a lot of money. I can't afford to lose this VIP client. Su Kanqing sneered. Stomping her high heels, she aggressively marched towards me. Lin Jun. Of course. You can ignore my orders right now, as long as you're not afraid of losing your entire salary this month. She lifted her chin in disdain, looking at me with contempt. She thought that hearing about losing my salary would surely make me go soft immediately, but I was completely different from usual. My lips curled into a warm smile, but my eyes were cold and heartless. Of course. That's fine. But then, our fate ends here. Su Kanqing saw my warm smile, and thought I was scared. She arrogantly crossed her arms over her chest. She laughed coldly. What nonsense are you talking about? If fate ends, then it ends. Who do you think you are? Tonight, you'll deduct your entire salary for this month. She thought the fate I mentioned was the fate between a superior and a subordinate, but the fate I spoke of was the fate of our online dating relationship. I looked at her indifferently, a warm smile still playing on my lips. Then fate has truly ended. I wish you happiness. After saying that, I casually tossed the employee badge from my pocket onto the ground and turned to walk away. Su Kanqing sneered contemptuously. But suddenly, a heart-wrenching sorrow and a bone-deep melancholy rushed in to occupy her mind, making her heart pound violently. What's wrong with me? Why does my heart hurt like this? Su Kanqing thought I had angered her to this point. After a moment of silence, she stared at my back, coldly swearing, I will use all my resources to make sure you have no place left in this city. That's quite a big tone you have there. Xiao Qingmu stepped in front of Su Kanqing with an emotionless expression. Looking down at her from above, Su Kanqing looked up. Miss Xiao, she shuddered inwardly. Whether it's her family's Su real estate or the Su technology she just founded, neither can escape the shadow of the Xiao group. Su Kanqing, I am very angry right now. How dare you touch my person? Xiao Qingmu spoke softly, her deep blue eyes, usually calm as the sea, now churned with raging waves, radiating a frantic, chilling killing intent like a tsunami. Your person? You mean Lin Jun? Su Kanqing was horrified. A look of panicked regret flashed in her eyes. Xiaolingxi standing nearby heard this, and also bit her lip tightly, lowering her eyes in disappointment. Is this my love rival, the incredibly strong big sister in my heart? Su Kanqing, when facing her, is like a tiny ant. Su Kanqing looked at Xiao Qingmu, then looked at me, and bowed her head in humiliation. I'm sorry, she whispered through gritted teeth, digging her fingernails deep into her palms. You don't need to apologize. Besides, I can't be bothered to listen. My voice was calm, then I shifted my gaze to Xiao Qingmu, and said to her, All right, can we go now? Xiao Qingmu lazily tucked her shoulder-length hair, glancing at Su Kanqing who was still sitting on the ground. Looking dazed, if you're really angry, go slap her a few times. No need. I shook my head. Su Kanqing and I owe each other nothing now. Why would I slap her? Xiaolingxi tilted her head watching my actions, feeling warm inside. In her eyes, she couldn't help but see little stars. Little Jun is so cool. Clearly he has a chance for revenge, but he doesn't bother to be petty, truly worthy of the guy I like. I quietly took out my phone, turned the brightness down to the lowest level, prevent Xiao Qingmu from seeing the content, then logged into my online dating account to delete Su Kanqing permanently. But because of the privacy screen protector and lowest brightness, I couldn't see anything clearly. Originally intending to delete Su Kanqing's contact, I accidentally tapped the wrong thing and ended up unblocking Su Kanqing instead. Su Kanqing regained her composure, standing up with difficulty with Xiaolingxi's help, but for some reason, that feeling of tragic loss wouldn't fade away. She unconsciously took out her phone, hurriedly looking for the person saved as hubby. Hubby, I'm really sad today. I feel so empty. Please talk to me. But something strange happened. As soon as she sent the message, a message notification sound immediately rang from my pocket up ahead. Su Kanqing was violently shaken. An ominous premonition quietly kindled in her mind. She sent another message, but this time just a question mark. From my direction, the message notification rang out again. Unmistakably precise. I looked at my pocket. I didn't take the phone out to check immediately, thinking it was my two roommates, asking me to buy something, so I planned to check it later. Meanwhile, Su Kanqing behind me looked horrified. No, how can this be? Her voice went hoarse. Her legs trembled uncontrollably. Even with Xiaolingxi supporting her, she slumped to the ground again. Her trembling fingers prepared to do one last thing, this time not texting, but making a voice call. She stared tensely at my back. Her finger pressed the screen. The next second her heart seemed to stop, hearing a ringtone immediately ringing from my direction. Walking ahead, I annoyedly reached into my pocket to silence it. Speechless inside, these two damn guys can't whatever it is wait until later. What if the temperamental Xiao Qingmu beside me goes crazy? Then what? But contrary to my expectation, Xiao Qingmu only glanced at me once and didn't say anything. Sister Kanqing. Sister Kanqing. What's wrong? Xiaolingxi held Su Kanqing who suddenly fainted. Shouting anxiously, pressing her finger on her philtrum, taking a long while to wake Su Kanqing up. I'm so stupid. Lin Jun. Lin Jun. I should have realized it sooner. Her lips were dry, her eyes lifeless, two streams of tears flowing down her cheeks. She didn't even have the strength to stand up. Right now, only regret remained in her eyes, so it turns out the fate ends phrase I told her earlier meant this. Su Kanqing opened her mouth, wanting to speak but stopping, her voice almost gone. She recalled all the oppression she inflicted on me over the past 2 years, a boy 3 years younger than her, being humiliated by her daily, and having to endure her negative emotions. At night he would log into that account, to comfort her, encourage her, and say goodnight to her warmly. And what about me? Not only did I deduct all his salary, but I also incited employees to ostracize him, assigning all the dirty and tiring work to him alone. What's even more ridiculous is, just now I actively drove him away. Under his final hint, I heartlessly threw him away. I'm sorry. Hubby, I'm really sorry. She burst into tears, seeming to return to the simple, helpless little girl from the early days of her startup. On the other side, inside the car, Xiao Qingmu suddenly asked me a nonchalant question. Su Kanqing is one of your online dating partners, isn't she? I already told you, I don't know a damn thing about online dating. I kept my emotionless expression, staring intently at the scenery outside the window. Just now, I really wanted to kill her, Xiao Qingmu said indifferently. Her deep blue pupils wavered with some negative emotion. Our conversation was completely out of sync, but seemed to perfectly hit each other's weak points. Soon, the sports car slowly stopped in front of a restaurant in the city center after finishing dinner tonight. Please, Miss Xiao, don't bother me anymore. I have my own life. I looked at the luxurious bustling restaurant, and dropped a sentence to Xiao Qingmu beside me. I'm very curious, why are you so short of money? Xiao Qingmu's face was expressionless, hands clasped behind her back. I was silent for a moment. Xiao Qingmu's words then reached my ears. You don't happen to have a terminal illness, do you? Xiao Qingmu looked at me, squinting her eyes, her cherry lips curled into a cold smirk. I don't understand what you're talking about. My heart was shaken deeply, but my face remained cold, not bothering to spare Xiao Qingmu a glance. Inside the private room of the luxurious restaurant, a table full of exquisite and high-end dishes was beautifully arranged. I sat silently next to Xiao Qingmu, but smelling the aroma of the food, I couldn't help but swallow my saliva. To save money, I don't remember how long I've been eating instant noodles. Luckily, thanks to part-time jobs and transfers from rich ladies, I just need to earn 380,000 more to completely escape the control of this disease. Only then did I take out my phone and realize the message was from Su Conqing. I hurriedly logged out of the account, afraid Xiao Qingmu would see my dating account. Eat. Xiao Qingmu sipped her wine, forcing a piece of shrimp into my mouth. I chewed thoroughly, my tightly furrowed brows immediately relaxed. It's so good. I was a bit dazed. I've never eaten anything so delicious in my entire life. But what I didn't notice was, just as we were eating, outside, a girl was staring at me through the door crack with cold eyes. Xiao Qingmu watched me eating silently, emotionlessly bringing a glass of wine to my face. Drink? I don't drink alcohol. I shook my head, picking up a piece of abalone and chewing slowly. Xiao Qingmu's blue eyes flashed cold. Without a word, she brought the glass to my mouth, while clamping her hand tightly around my neck, making me unable to move. I struggled to resist, but the girl's monstrous strength left me helpless. I was forced to drain the glass. Surprisingly, it was quite good. I was a bit surprised. The wine tasted slightly sour, with a hint of fragrance. The taste wasn't bad. So after that, I couldn't hold back. Within half an hour, we had finished 4 whole bottles, and Liu Ruin, who had been peeking from outside, had already left long ago, plotting who knows what. Beside me, Xiao Qingmu's eyes were now dreamy. Her small face flushed pink. She gently rested her head on my shoulder. Clearly, she overestimated her alcohol tolerance. Big puppy, why are you here? Xiao Qingmu's usually cold voice, now, thanks to the alcohol, became whiny like a child. She blinkingly dazedly with her big dark blue eyes, gently tracing her fingertips across my face. Who are you calling a dog? I muttered a curse. My eyelids kept drooping, my head spinning, my mind no longer clear. Big puppy must be good. Okay. Xiao Qingmu's face burned hot. Her arrogant blue eyes now looked a bit innocent. She was even more confused than I was, mistaking me for the big dog she grew up with. Originally, she intended to get me drunk and take the opportunity to woo me, but she was too confident in her tolerance, getting me drunk and getting herself drunk at the same time. There was no helping it. After all, Miss Axia has always been competitive and extremely confident, arrogantly assuming she is the best at everything. So naturally, her alcohol tolerance must be number 1 too. Let me go. You're so annoying. You're the dog. By now I was completely wasted, the world spinning around me, using all my strength just to struggle up to a sitting position. Big puppy, then who are you? Xiao Qingmu hummed and hiccuped, strands of silver hair falling messily over her face, looking messily adorable. Look closely. I'm not drunk. Okay, I am. My pupils dilated. My brain felt flooded, trying to remember. Suddenly I thought of something and laughed out loud. I am Ultraman Tiga from the Land of Light. From now on, etch my name in your memory. I laughed heartily. Gone was my usual calm demeanor. Childish as a kid. Nope, that's not right. You're not some Ultraman. Xiao Qingmu stared at my face. Suddenly her eyes welled up. Little Jun, you are Lin Jun. I'm not mistaken. Junjun, hug me. Xiao Qingmu whimpered incoherently, opening her arms to hug me tightly, refusing to let go. I wanted to struggle and pushed Xiao Qingmu away, but right now, Xiao Qingmu was like an octopus, clinging tightly to me. Your hug is so warm. I'm so cold. Can we just stay like this? Beg you. Xiao Qingmu comfortably buried her small head into my chest, crying and acting spoiled. My whole body stiffened. My mind recovered a bit, finally remembering a few things. This is Xiao Qingmu, the one who deducted all my salary, making me go hungry for a whole month. I sneered, just as I was about to push the silver-haired girl away. I hesitated. Junjun. Hold Qingmu. Please. Qingmu is really scared. I have nightmares every night. So many nightmares. Only you talk to me. Understand me. Comfort me. I love little Jun so much. We have to stay together forever. Okay. Xiao Qingmu whispered softly in my arms, slowly closing her eyes. Then her rhythmic, sweet, soft breathing reached my ears. With a complex expression, I looked at the silver-haired girl, completely unguarded, weak and harmless in front of me, and sighed softly. Whatever. She harmed me for a while, but I also deceived her feelings online. Let's call it even from now on. My gaze was troubled. Wake up. Don't sleep here. It'll take you home. I gently patted Xiao Qingmu's head, messing up the silver hair on top of her head. Xiao Qingmu struggled to open her eyelids, looking at me dazedly. Can you walk? If not, I'll carry you back. Then you can sleep however you want. I don't want to Kunmu doesn't want to sleep. Xiao Qingmu's voice held a hint of panic. Her beautiful blue eyes, full of fear and tension, closed tight again, trembling in my arms. I suddenly found it a bit funny. The usually noble and cold Miss Xiao, who keeps strangers at a distance, now becoming so silly like this, but at the same time, I was puzzled. What is Xiao Qingmu afraid of? Nope, she's afraid of sleeping. Why is she afraid of sleeping? I asked softly, full of curiosity. Clearly intrigued, whenever I sleep, I dream of those scary things. I don't want to sleep. Xiao Qingmu tensely snuggled closer to me, her whole body pressed against mine. Hold me. Little Jun, I was really scared. She burst into tears, making me stare in a daze. Is this still the cold Xiao Qingmu, the indifferent girl I used to know? Alright. Stop crying. I'll hug you. Hugging you is fine. Right? I reluctantly hugged Xiao Qingmu. So warm, Xiao Qingmu muttered dazedly in my arms. I really like Xiao Jun. She rubbed her small silver head against my chest. Whining coquettishly, my heart beat faster. A feeling of panic I had never felt before rose in my heart. Nope, this can't go on. I have to sober this woman up. My eyes flashed. I pressed the service bell on the table. A waiter arrived very quickly, standing respectfully to the side. Sir, what do you need? The waiter looked at me in surprise, and Xiao Qingmu was dazedly acting cute in my arms. Feeling a bit confused, he remembered that just a moment ago, wasn't this girl the cold-faced type? Why has she turned into this adorable appearance now? 2 bowls of sobering soup, the kind with fast-acting medicine. To sober up immediately after drinking, I signaled anxiously with my hand, telling the waiter to hurry and prepare it. I felt that Xiao Qingmu's current state in my arms was too dangerous for me. I was about to let go of the girl in my arms, but seeing Xiao Qingmu's pitiful and silly appearance, my heart softened again. 2.5 minutes later, the waiter brought 2 steaming bowls of sobering soup. I nodded, picked up a bowl of soup. Drink the soup. I slowly brought the bowl. Xiao Qingmu's mouth. I won't drink it. I hate taking medicine. Xiao Qingmu opened her small mouth, yawned, turned her small head to the side, humming and rubbing against my shoulder. Hurry up and drink. If you don't drink, I'm gonna go crazy. I took a deep breath. My face twisted. Xiao Jun, kiss me once, then I'll drink it. Xiao Qingmu hummed dreamily and coquettishly, looking incredibly sleepy. I was a bit speechless, but I had to lean close to Xiao Qingmu's face and gave her a light peck like a dragonfly touching water. Nope, I want a kiss on the lips. Xiao Qingmu hummed softly, pouting her small lips towards me. Drink it now. I was really getting impatient this time, ordering her somewhat sternly, but as soon as the words came out, Xiao Qingmu immediately teared up and sniffled, looking at me helplessly. You're mean to me. Xiao Jun is a bad guy. Xiao Jun scolded me. Right after that, like a child, she burst out crying loudly. I took a deep breath, knowing I couldn't lose my temper right now. I was wrong. Okay, come on. Qingmu. Drink it. This isn't medicine. It's delicious soup. Drink up. I forced a smile, gently patting Xiao Qingmu's back, while wiping the tears from the corners of her eyes. Kiss, kiss. Qingmu closed her big blue eyes and pouted her small lips towards me again. I sighed, truly out of options. I had to close my eyes and kiss her. Drink it. I coldly brought the soup to Xiao Qingmu's mouth. Yes. Xiao Jun. Xiao Qingmu pursed her lips in satisfaction, then opened her small mouth, happily drinking the sobering soup. Seeing the bowl was empty, I sighed in relief and downed my own bowl in one gulp. Waiting for the alcohol to wear off, I carried Xiao Qingmu on my back and asked the receptionist for a room card, then hurriedly headed towards the guest room. Alright. We're here. We've arrived. I breathed a sigh of relief, stepped into the room and closed the door, then immediately ran to the bed, placed Xiao Qingmu on the bed. You go to sleep slowly. I'm leaving now. I took a deep breath. Just as I reached the door, a cold, indifferent voice suddenly called me back from behind. Who gave you permission to leave? Xiao Qingmu opened her deep blue eyes, leaning gently against the headboard, staring coldly at my back. She was sober now too. The adorable and innocent look from before was completely gone, replaced by her inherent coldness and arrogance. We've eaten. We've drunk. If I don't leave, what am I supposed to do? I sneered, and was about to push the door open. If you dare to leave, you're dead, Xiao Qingmu said indifferently, but her tone was slightly trembling, seemingly because she drank too much earlier and her stomach was feeling a bit uncomfortable. Standing at the door, I wasn't feeling great either, so I decisively took out my phone, ordered some stomach medicine via an app. Only then did I breathe a sigh of relief. A moment later, there was a knock at the door. I slowly opened the room door, only to see the delivery guy holding the medicine bag, looking at me in terror. A sharp knife was held against the delivery guy's neck, making him afraid to even breathe loudly, and behind the delivery guy quietly stood a beautiful girl. The girl laughed coldly, pushed the delivery guy aside, and snatched the medicine from his hand. Liu Ruyan. My heart sank. I didn't expect this girl to find her way to the door. Liu Ruyan huffed arrogantly. Holding the medicine, she walked into the room naturally, Before she could speak, Xiao Qingmu had already stepped off the bed, staring at her with a cold expression. Indescribable killing intent flared in her cold blue eyes. She looked at Liu Ruyan with gloomy coldness, casually tying up her silver hair, obviously ready to let her fists do the talking at any moment. Relying on small fry like you, Liu Ruyan looked at Xiao Qingmu and sneered. Her red eyes flashed. She crossed her arms in disdain, gently twirling a strand of hair falling by her cheek. All right, the matter is settled. I'm leaving. I yawned, said that, and intended to walk out of the room. Stop. Xiao Qingmu and Liu Ruyan shouted almost simultaneously. Two gazes, one cold and one evil, immediately locked onto me. Before I could react, Liu Ruyan grabbed my hand. Xiao Jun, I have something to tell you. Liu Ruyan's eyes were filled with water like tenderness, but then she paused, turning to look at Xiao Qingmu provocatively. Outsiders shouldn't listen to our conversation. Let's go. We'll talk outside. She chuckled, her red eyes looking at Xiao Qingmu with disdain. I frowned. Just as I was about to speak, Xiao Qingmu stepped forward, grabbing my right arm. Stay, Xiao Qingmu said softly and indifferently. Looking up, her cold gaze clashing with Liu Ruyan's. Whether I want to stay or go is not for you people to decide. Let me go. Tomorrow I have to attend the school job fair, I said with a cold laugh, not wanting to deal with these two women. Tomorrow's job fair is very important to me. By then, almost all the big shot companies in the city will send representatives to interact directly with the school's talent. Moreover, besides the job fair, I also have to take the Lamborghini that Xiao Qingmu gifted and donate it to the Welfare Institute. Xiao Jun, if you just come with me, why bother attending a job fair? I can parachute you in as the CEO of some company. Whatever works, Liu Ruyan hummed coquettishly, her eyes flashing with a wicked glint. Sorry. Not interested. I feel more secure earning my own money. I shook my head. Just as I was about to continue, Xiao Qingmu interrupted me. My family has a faux position available. Come to me. It's still better than being the CEO of a nameless company. Xiao Qingmu glanced at Liu Ruyan, immediately igniting Liu Ruyan's anger. She wasn't wrong. Liu Ruyan is an outsider after all. Her influence here is limited. Her companies are also small, insignificant ones. Not to mention faux is the most lucrative position in the company. Miss Xiao, you and Xiao Jun have no relationship, yet you're so intimate. Don't you feel ashamed? Liu Ruyan tossed her hair, sneering in contempt. Xiao Qingmu couldn't be bothered with her, her blue eyes fixed on me, showing a threatening intent. Xiao Jun, do you want to stay or come with me? Choose one. Seeing she couldn't provoke Xiao Qingmu, Liu Ruyan also turned her gaze to me, saying through gritted teeth, Xiao Jun, come with me. I swear I won't be willfully unruly like before anymore. Liu Ruyan hugged my right arm tightly, her red eyes trembling. Mist actually began to form in them. The tear mole at the corner of her eye also trembled slightly, as if falling into some memory. No need. I've already let go of the past, I said slowly, my expression indifferent. Nope, you've let go, but I can't let go. I really know I was wrong. Please give me one more chance. Tears rolled down Liu Ruyan's cheeks. She collapsed into my arms, finally unable to hold back anymore. Crying painfully like a child. Let bygones be bygones. I patted Liu Ruyan's shoulder, intending to leave the hotel, but at this moment, Xiao Qingmu, who had been silent, was still pulling my hand. Our business is also finished. What more do you want? I frowned slightly, looking at Xiao Qingmu in confusion. It can never be finished in this lifetime, Xiao Qingmu said indifferently, pointing at Liu Ruyan who was standing dazed on the spot. Adding coldly, I'm not that kind of unfaithful woman. Hearing this, Liu Ruyan immediately looked up with deep red eyes full of hatred, staring at Xiao Qingmu. Then she looked at me with lingering affection. I can't let go. I will find you again, in my own way. Finished speaking, Liu Ruyan gritted her teeth and left the hotel. I also took a deep breath, ignoring Xiao Qingmu's cold gaze. I resolutely opened the door and walked out of the room. I went downstairs, raised my head slightly, looking towards Xiao Qingmu with a complex gaze. The room window was lit. Whatever. Cross that bridge when we get to it. I checked the time, hurriedly running towards the intersection. If I don't run fast, I'll miss the last bus back to school. However, what I didn't notice was, upstairs, Xiao Qingmu was staring at me through the window, with that cold gaze. Suddenly Xiao Qingmu glanced towards the door, saying indifferently, come in. Immediately the door was opened with another key card. A woman wearing a mask slowly walked. Miss, here is the phone you smashed at the restaurant. The woman bowed, respectfully presenting the shattered phone to Xiao Qingmu. Recover the data inside within 3 days. Xiao Qingmu waved her hand coldly. The woman nodded understandingly and left. In the principal's office, Liu Ruyan snorted coldly, sitting down in the chair opposite the principal. Sophomore year. Philosophy department. I want to be his roommate. Didn't you dislike the dorms and always stayed in a private villa off campus? Why do you want to move into the dorms? The principal laughed heartily, not refusing at all, because he felt this small matter wasn't worth mentioning. But when he opened my file, his face suddenly became unsightly. Miss Liu, This Lin Jun is a male student. How can you room with a male student? The principal was a bit stunned. Seeing this kind of request for the first time, fake a male student identity for me. I have my own way to disguise as a boy. Liu Ruyan didn't care. Nope, that's against the rules. Besides, Lin Jun's dorm room, apart from him, has 2 other male students. How will you handle showers and such? The principal shook his head, refusing Liu Ruyan's request. Next to Lin Jun's current dorm is an empty room. Right, move him to that empty room. That way, he won't refuse. After all, it's just a wall away from his old roommates. It won't affect their friendship. Then move me into that empty room. I'll handle everything else. In return, I'll donate another 5 million yuan to the Xiao Jun Scholarship Fund. Liu Ruyan looked up arrogantly. Deal. Then it's decided. No wonder why the scholarship is named Xiao Jun Scholarship. Turns out it was named after the student Lin Jun. He chuckled, internally exclaiming that young people nowadays, for the sake of love, really spend generously. Liu Ruyan nodded, didn't even bother to say goodbye, left her seat arrogantly, and walked out of the office. Lin Jun. So she's chasing this kid to make a wealthy heiress constantly express her affection. His background must be significant. The principal rubbed his bald head, then thought of something, raised his head and made a phone call. Hello? Is this Chairman Yi? Are you looking for a son-in-law for your daughter? I have an excellent candidate here, guaranteed to satisfy you. Clearly, the kind-hearted Principal Li felt that good things shouldn't be wasted on outsiders. Since Liu Ruyan hasn't succeeded yet, it doesn't hurt to snatch him away. What if he could get the Yi family heiress to actually pair up with Lin Jun? On the other side, holding 3 pastries, I leisurely walked to the bottom of the dormitory. Just as I was about to enter the building, I discovered sitting on the entrance steps a girl with a gloomy expression. Senior Xiao Jun, I've been waiting for you for a long time. The girl raised her head, smiling happily, immediately standing up quickly, like a gentle little deer in the forest, running up to me. Lingxi. What's up? I chuckled lightly, but inside I felt a bit annoyed. It's late at night, already 9 p.m. Why is this Zhou Lingxi looking for me? Senior, didn't you see the message I sent? Zhou Lingxi tilted her small head slightly, asking curiously. Message? Oh right, my phone got smashed by someone. They compensated me with a new one, but I haven't opened it yet, I said while taking out my new phone. But suddenly, my heart skipped a beat because that phone's smashed by Xiao Qingmu. I forgot to take it back, knowing that it contains all the messages between me and Xiao Qingmu, and women like Su Kansheng. Once discovered, wait, I won't be able to explain myself even with 100 mouths. It'll just be at Xiao Qingmu's mercy. Senior. What's wrong? Zhou Lingxi waved her small hand in front of me, asking a bit anxiously. Nothing. Just trivial matters. I shook my head and sighed inwardly. The phone was shattered like that. The chat history probably can't be recovered. Senior, you have a new phone. I originally planned to give you a phone. Zhou Lingxi lowered her head, muttering sadly, peach blossom eyes downcast and a bit lost. Immediately after, she took out from her bag a brand new model phone. Senior, why don't you just take it? You can keep it as a backup. She tentatively held the phone out to me. The corner of my mouth twitched. Today during the King of Gifts activity, the gift Zhou Lingxi gave me, I don't even know how expensive it was yet. I don't know where I'll get the money to pay her back. Now another phone worth over 10,000 yuan. This time I can't pay it back even if I sell myself. Lingxi, thanks for your kindness, but I don't need it. Mainly because I have a new phone now. I'm not in the habit of using a backup. I smiled gently and said, all right then. Zhou Lingxi blinked her long lashes in disappointment, carefully taking the phone back. It's nothing. I'm going upstairs now. Also, thanks for your gift. It'll give you a return gift in a few days. I smiled and patted Zhou Lingxi's fragrant shoulder, carrying the pastries, intending to go upstairs. Senior, no need for a return gift, but can you take a walk with me for a bit? Just a little while. It won't take much of your time. Zhou Lingxi gathered all her courage, raising her fair chin. Just, all right then. Let's go to the stadium. I nodded. Since she put it that way, I felt bad refusing. Thank you, Senior Lin Jun. Zhou Lingxi beamed brightly, skipping along behind me. Very quickly, we reached the small garden behind the dorm building. The garden was completely silent. Only a few lonely street lamps lit the small path. Ah! Fireflies. Senior, look, the school's ecosystem is really good. To think there are fireflies. Zhou Lingxi pointed excitedly not far away. Glazed light flickered in and out of view, her eyes sparkling with brilliant colors. Very beautiful. I glanced over, then nodded. The two of us tacitly sat down on the bench. However, as soon as we sat down, Zhou Lingxi's small stomach let out an untimely growl. I haven't had dinner, so... Zhou Lingxi blushed, feeling completely embarrassed. To think she let me hear her stomach growling? I have a pastry, if you don't mind. Take it to curb your hunger. I took my portion of the pastry I was holding and casually handed it to Zhou Lingxi. Thank you. Senior. Zhou Lingxi averted her gaze, gently accepting it, her cherry lips blooming into an indescribably shy smile. She took small bites. A moment later, she looked at me suspiciously, asking, Senior, aren't you eating? The other two are for my roommates. I shook my head, quietly watching the moths under the distant street light. Then didn't I steal your late-night snack? Senior, Lingxi whispered shyly. A moment later, her peach blossom eyes flashed mischievously. Senior, if you don't mind, Lingxi handed the remaining half of the pastry to me. Giggling foolishly, I gave her a look and waved my hand. The girl beside me had to sadly take the pastry back. A while later, Lingxi's fingers trembled with tension. She raised her head with difficulty. Her small face flushed red, as if about to make a monumental decision. Senior, I have something to tell you. If it's really something difficult or hard to say, you don't have to say it. I glanced at her indifferently, already guessing part of it in my heart. Lingxi became even more tense hearing that. Beads of sweat dotted her forehead. Her calves trembled unconsciously. She hesitated, looking like she wanted to speak but stopped. Her voice was trembling. Before long, she sank into silence. Seeing that, I breathed a sigh of relief. It's best she doesn't say anything. It would be a huge hassle if she did, because right now, I really don't have the energy to comfort her. I just want to go back to the dorm and get a good sleep. But suddenly, Lingxi raised her voice. She asked loudly, Senior, do you have any plans to date anyone recently?